Oh, I miss y'all. Everybody else got their speakers? There's a lot of room over here. All right, cool.
Okay, Vic, now that you went through your pre-rituals from last year, now that you had your injury, what are some of the things that you're trying to focus on to get yourself back into this game?
My mind. With rehab, it pretty much speaks for itself. It's pretty strategic. The things that I have to do, the necessary steps I have to make. But your mind is another muscle that you need to work on through this process. So for me, that's what I'm focused on is building my mind to be at game shape, and being able to withstand certain things that might not be able to work on without playing the game. So I'm just focused on my mindset because that has a lot of help in my healing process, and it also adds a lot of help in my overall daily process. So that's what I'm focused on the most.
Vic, what was your summer like?
My summer was very good. I learned a lot about myself as an individual, as a man. I also learned a lot about just life in general, growing. I really believe I got smarter this summer too, believe it or not. So a lot of blessings, even though it was a different kind of summer as far as not being able to move, play the game and play pickup and be involved in the basketball world, I guess you can say. I still learned a lot, and I still have a lot of blessings that came from this summer, so I'm truly thankful.
Vic, as you look ahead, have your doctors given you a target return date?
Nah, they haven't. You just guys, y'all going to have to wait and see like everybody else.
Do you have a date in your mind that you would like to hit?
No, I just want to get better every day. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't control the future. All I can control is here and now. So I'm focused on doing whatever I can to make my knee stronger and get me back out playing out there as soon as possible. But I'm focused on that today, and then tomorrow I'll focus on that tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I just try to focus on what I can control.
Vic, you mentioned getting your mind in game shape. How do you do that?
You train it, I believe. A lot of people don't realize how important your mind is. We train everything else. We work out, we lift, curls, whatever the case may be, but a lot of people don't train their mind. So that's what I'm focused on the most.
Vic, real quick, have you heard of the TV show The Masked Singer?
No, I've never heard of it.
Because there's a fan theory that you are this man on The Masked Singer. You want to address that rumor right now?
Yeah, I keep getting that stuff too. Can y'all please stop adding me on Instagram? That's not me. I don't even know what that is. I mean, like, look at me. Why would I hide my face anyway? Look how cute I look anyway.
I hate following that question, but what do you think about what the team it looks like? You know, it looks a whole lot different than the last time you were on the court. What do you think about what they've done?
I think we've done a really good job in free agency. I believe we got very special pieces, and I believe we have a chance to be a very special team. And it's going to be up to us how special we want to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing how special we can be.
Cool. Vic, I asked you this last media day as well, but what albums or artists have you been listening to this offseason?
A little bit of everybody. I mean, I think Young Thug's album was really good this summer. I think that was big for his career. Rest in peace, Nipsey. I mean, that was tough. But you got a newfound respect for him. A lot of people didn't know him beforehand. And it's amazing, unfortunately, when something catastrophic happens, that you learn more so of not just him, the artist, but him as a man as well, and how powerful and what he stood for. And so rest in peace to him. The marathon definitely continues. But overall, music has been great this summer. I mean, there's a lot of great artists, new artists. showing face. So music just keeps rising and always will.
Vic, on court, what are you able to do right now?
A little bit of everything.
Care to share what some of that is? And
a little bit of everything. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it is.
What are the remaining hurdles for you and what you want to be able to do?
There is no hurdle. The hurdle was getting out of surgery. Okay, that was the biggest hurdle. Everything else just comes day by day. Just gotta take it one day at a time. It sounds redundant, but it's true.
Through some of the videos, we've seen the workouts and whatnot. They all seem pretty positive. Any dark places, though, during this comeback?
Dark?
Well, just like you kind of get into a foxhole, like, oh, this is going to be more difficult.
Foxhole?
I'm using all kinds of analogies here. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, this isn't easy what you're going through. So.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have seen me for the last couple of years. I'm a positive butterfly. And I thrive off positivity. And I kind of preach it. You know what I mean? I'm real big on my faith and my belief in God. And at the end of the day, how can I say that and act that way every day? And then when I'm at my lowest point, I shy away from that. I wouldn't be practicing what I preached. So at the end of the day, let's be real. I am human. It hasn't been easy. There have been tough days. There have been days that have been tougher than other days. But for the most part, I've survived every single one of them. So when I say I'm coming back better than ever, I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. I truly believe that. And it's because of the God I serve. That's it.
Hey, Vic, as you were going through this physically with your knee and everything, was there any mental obstacles as far as like getting on the court and just, not thinking about the knee?
No.
Vic, until you do come back, how do you want to impact the team now that you are around every single day?
Just being able to impact it because I'm on the outside looking in. A lot of times when you're in the game and you're playing a game, you don't see things that others might see, like your coaching staff or even from sitting on the bench. So just help the guys, as much as I can. I can only do so much from, the bench and from the sideline, but vocally, I can still be that impact that we need. So I'm gonna do my best to help those guys. We have 9 new faces now, so just getting to know them, watching their game, seeing how they affect the game, their sweet spots, and just trying to help them from afar until I get back out there.
Will you be going with the team to India?
Unfortunately, no, I can't because of my situation. You guys know what situation I'm in, obviously. So,
also, I'm confident that when you do come back, that you believe you will be a better player than before. In what ways do you expect to be a better player?
I can show you better than I can tell you. I don't like telling people stuff. I like showing them. I'm that type of guy.
Quick question for you, Vic. I know during your time in rehab, you started a vlog series. Is that something you'll continue throughout the series or throughout the season?
I'm going to try to. I think it was interesting. It's really interesting how people are kind of intrigued by, just my everyday life. It's kind of funny. But I'm going to try to just, keep everybody involved, including the fans. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be who we are. So try to keep them involved and help them watch the process and my process and our team's process as much as I can. But for the most part, man, I'm locked in on just getting back and coming back and impacting this team as best as I can.
Vic, did you know Malcolm Brogdon well before July, and what were your thoughts when you heard that news?
I didn't know him too well. I know him as a player. I think I had met him like once or twice beforehand. I was very happy when we got him, though. I was very, very happy. When they called me and told me that, there was a chance, I was very ecstatic. And then when they called me back and told me it actually happened, I was very, very, very ecstatic. So, he speaks for himself. His ability, his impact on a game, it speaks for itself. So we got a chance to do something special here and be special together. So I'm looking forward to getting out there on the court with him.
Victor, Showtime again. Hey, after your surgery, I noticed that you posted on Instagram that you were dunking with the knee brace on. Now, from what I've read, some of the media people were saying that you're like Wolverine. Could you care to tap in on that?
Well, actually, you know what's funny is that what people don't know is like growing up, Wolverine was probably my favorite DC character. And why, it's a very interesting reason why. You guys ready for it? The unique thing about Wolverine is that he's Wolverine, right? But he has an immense ability to hit himself, but he still feels pain. We as human beings, we go through the same thing every day. We feel pain, struggle, but only a few of us find ways to heal themselves. That's why I relate to him the most. So if y'all want to run with that, you can run with it.
Victor, you touched on the 9 new faces. How quickly do you think you're going to be able to kind of adapt to them when you go live in terms of chemistry, maybe as the season, as you get into game action?
I just love getting to know new people, so I'm just looking forward, first and foremost, to just getting to know them as people. Like where they come from, their background, their story. It's funny because everyone's life is a story. We all have stories in here. We all come from different backgrounds. So I'm looking forward to reading all their books, if that makes sense. But for the most part, I think it's going to be fine. We're all young, so I'm pretty much the vet now. That's kind of crazy to say, well. But I'm looking forward to getting to know those guys and going out there and just fighting. I think that's where it starts, is building a relationship and a trust off the court, and then it'll translate to the court.
Vic, what specific over here to your left?
Oh, bad buddy.
What specific things, if anything, do you expect from Myles this year?
I mean, I expect the same thing he expects out of himself. Big things. He just got to go out there and be Myles Turner, and not worry about nothing else but being himself and winning. Everything else will take care of itself. He's putting the work. He just continues to keep getting better and growing. And it's going to be a great year for him and everybody else, too.
Vic, when you get back and this team's at full strength, how do you size up the East with all the changes we saw this summer?
Size up the East?
Yeah.
For what?
Where do the Pacers fit in?
Where do we fit in? I think we're the best team in the East. I thought that last year. I thought that the year before. And I'm going to think that until I'm here for the rest of my life. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I don't care who added to who. I don't care who was on whose team now. We are still the best team in the East. And that's how I feel. Call me crazy? Well, call me crazy. That's fine. I really don't care. All I'm focused on is my team and our ability to play at our highest level. So if anyone on the street asks me who I think the best team in the East is, I would tell them it's us. And I really believe that. Not going into no season worried about anyone else. They not worried about us.
Vic, it seemed like early in your rehab you were able to focus a lot on your shooting form and stroke before you could do some things on court. How much attention has the shooting form had throughout this rehab process?
A lot of attention.
This better be good.
Best for last, Bob.
It's a lot of pressure. You, after going through this process, obviously, Andrew Luck retired because he went through this process several times. Can you understand maybe a part of where he was coming from? I don't know what your relationship is with him, or if you have one. But
I don't. I can't understand where he's coming from because I'm unfortunately not in his shoes. You see, there's always one story everyone hears, but there's always more than one story to the tale. So at the end of the day, none of us know what Andrew really went through or what's really going on with Andrew. We just know what was released on the internet and on paper. So, I mean, he did what was best for himself, his family, and his career. If you can respect that, that has nothing to do with him, his family, or his career. That has everything to do with you as a person. at the end of the day, all you can do is respect the fact that he went out there and did his best, did all he could. And at the end of the day, let's be real, those guys are out there basically killing themselves. Every possession, every down, like it's very dangerous sport. At the end of the day, man, like I said, you guys, if y'all was in his position and you wanted to see your little baby grow up too, but every time you went out there was a chance that you might not be able to do that, what would you choose? It puts things in a totally different perspective after that, right? So I can't answer that question. I don't know what he went through. I can't understand what he went through because I'm not in his shoes, but I do respect him at the end of the day.
All right, thanks, Vic. Miles, will be right in.
Y'all have a great feathery day.
Finally. I think me and Domas have been, talking about playing together for a long time now. And, the times we've been able to do it, it hasn't been for long stretches or anything. It's kind of just been like a experimental kind of thing. So definitely still going to have some work to do as training camp progresses. But I'm looking forward to it. I think we bring a lot to the table.
Miles, this is Showtime Arnett. Hey, a lot of the NBA experts said that as far as the team goes with you, if you lead the team, they're saying that you're probably going to be the person that leads this team to the finals. Do you agree with that assessment?
That's a loaded question. I don't really listen to what experts have to say personally. I think the only experts are the ones that are on the floor. So, of course, I'd like to think that way. I'd love to dream that way, and that's obviously a goal of mine. But I'm not really going to take the opinion of an expert per se.
Miles, how do you feel like your experience with Team USA this summer will help you grow this year on the court with the Pacers?
Just the different set of rules there and the physical play. That's one thing that I actually kind of enjoy doing over there. Just being that guy on the team, kind of just being grittier, just playing a different role than I guess I would have played with the Pacers. So I think it's just going to help me, my mindset more than anything.
But playing with Domas, where will the biggest challenges be for the both of you? And will it be more on the defensive end than maybe the offensive end, or vice versa, or a little both?
Yeah, I think offensively we'll be able to figure it out since we just do two different things. There's only one ball, so I think we have a lot of, not just me and Domas, and just starting five, a lot of guys can score the ball. So biggest thing on offense is being able to figure out where everybody fits in and how we're going to make the engine roll. And defensively, yeah, it's just guarding perimeter guys or be able to guard stretch forwards and all that kind of stuff. It's going to present a little bit of a challenge just because we're both traditionally I guess adept at guarding the post. But I know Domas has been working. I've definitely been working. So I think it's something that we can play with.
Miles, how much time did you spend with Kevin McHale over the summer, and what do you think you got out of those sessions?
Probably spent about 2 to 3 days with him, and I think the biggest thing I got out of it was just his mentality more than anything. You can show somebody all the post moves in the world, but one is up to the player to go out there and execute it, and two, you can't really, not a lot of people can say they were able to, be able to kind of pick the brain of a Kevin McHale, someone of his caliber. So I think just the mentality that he was trying to, to get me to possess, and just the kind of the stuff he was saying out there is probably the stuff I took away the most.
Miles, Nate was saying that he's expressed to you being the most dominant defensive center in the NBA. Is that a goal that you have as well coming into the season?
Yeah, definitely so. It's something I want to keep building on and get better at, year in and year out. So, still ways to go.
Hey, Miles, this team doesn't look anything like any team you've ever been on before. So what do you think about, as all the faces, started coming in, what do you think about the final product?
I'm not exactly sure what to think yet. I haven't got a chance to kind of play with everybody. I mean, I played on 2K. That's about it. It's not really much you can get out of that. But, I'm looking forward just to the challenges, the upsides, the downsides, everything the season has to offer. I think the training camp, this trip to India is going to be good for us to kind of bond a little bit, being away from home. We're just going to kind of force guys to come together a little bit. So I think it's a good opportunity.
Myles, what did you think when the team drafted Goga, and maybe if you've played with them, what have you seen so far? If you haven't, what have you kind of heard from your teammates?
I played with him a couple times this summer. I came in earlier this summer just to kind of show face and just to be around. And I think he just like any other rookie, he's going to take experience. I mean, he's got all the skill in the world. He's stronger than he appears, and he's a bit taller than I think he's listed. And he can play. He can shoot. I mean, he's actually a pretty good shot blocker. But I mean, it's one thing to do it, in practice, another thing to do it in the game. You can have all the upside in the world, but once you finally, go through the grind of NBA season, that's where you're going to be testing the most. So, I've been talking to him. I'm definitely going to have his back this year, and just being someone who's been in his shoes before. So, I think it's something we're actually going to need as well. So, I think he's going to have, he's going to have a big role here.
Myles, I'd read you said Victor may be back sooner than people think. What went into that statement?
I just know how Vic's wired, and he's been attacking this process. As you can see, he's already on the court doing stuff that people didn't think he'd be doing this early. So I think that Vic's gonna want to come back, like earlier than it's expected. But that's not up to me, or it's on him. But he's got to make the best decision for himself, in his future.
And you remind us the expected January, December, that kind of mid-holiday?
I have no idea. Hopefully, I mean, some people said after All-Star break. Some people said January. So I'm hoping it's December, January. But I have no idea of knowing.
Myles, I saw on social media you were at, was it Wyoming, Montana?
Yeah, Wyoming.
Wyoming. Why there? What was going on out there? What'd you do?
Nothing, and that's exactly why I went out there. Yeah. I kind of just wanted to get away for a little bit, just turn my phone off, and just go somewhere remote and just kick it. And it was a perfect place for that. Just got to go hiking a little bit, saw some of the mountains, saw some good views. It was it's kind of a unique place. Just went there, a couple of my boys, and just kicked it for a little while.
Why there?
I don't know. I mean, I could have been anywhere, right? I think it's just quiet, tranquil. Weather was nice. Not a lot to do, so that's exactly what I wanted.
People recognize you in Wyoming?
Yeah, I was the only black guy there, so it was pretty easy.
Hi, Myles. What is the impressive for this year China World Cup?
One more time, brother. My bad. One more time.
What is impressive for this year China World Cup for basketball?
What are my impressions of it?
For China, Chinese food. So.
Got you. My impressions of China itself. Yeah. No, that was my first time over there. It was pretty cool. Went to 4 different cities. I like Shenzhen the most, probably out of all the cities we went to. It was kind of a unique spot. Shanghai was dope. Weren't in Beijing for too long. We were only in Dogwon for like a day. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of try to stay away from the food just because we had our own. I'm my own chef there. Had a lot of people there. Just I didn't want anything to mess up my stomach. I mean, the culture itself was pretty dope. It's kind of a unique experience. Got to go to the Great Wall. That was pretty cool. Just I moved around a little bit.
Myles, you're a 4-year veteran now, which probably is a little surprising to you. What are your expectations for this season? You're still a young player, an ascending player, but what for this season are you expecting from yourself?
Take another step defensively. That's another big, huge goal of mine. I obviously didn't accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish last season with that. So, take another step in that direction. Offensively, just being able to step it up even more. I feel like I've been producing at a decent level offensively, but not the level that I'm capable of. So, being able to score on 3 levels of the ball, that end, and then just being more of a voice, especially with Vic being out this early. Someone's going to had to be the voice in this locker room, and I definitely want that to be me.
Anyone else? Yeah. Speaking of that, you want to step up offensively. They brought in scores. The starting 5, particularly when Vic is back, is loaded with scores. How much of a challenge will that be to everybody? To establish the chemistry and for guys to settle into roles.
like I was saying before, you know, there's only one ball, and everybody's kind of used to scoring, kind of adept to scoring in the organization they've been in. But you know, I think just with any team is going to come the transition period. You know, hopefully go through ours early, you know, rather than later. And we're always going to kind of have to get in and fit, like I said, get in where we fit in and kind of figure out, you know, what we do best. You know, stick to that. You know, we're in a position where, you know, one person doesn't have to do too much. Not one person has to score 20, 25 points a game. You know, kind of just a balanced attack. But you know, we'll figure it out as we go.
You kind of grew up with Thad here. Is it going to kind of be weird without him?
Yeah, definitely so. I think Thad was he was a huge voice in his locker room, and he was someone who, you know, when he talked, everybody listened. You know, so to be able to have that veteran in the locker room was something I'm definitely going to miss. But you know, it's we still have a lot of guys here that have been in the league for a while now. It's a relatively young team, but years-wise, there's a lot of guys that have been here. So I'm sure it won't be too much of a fall off. Smart got it today, damn. All right.
All the time, right? I know you haven't been here this summer much, but from what you have seen, what you've heard, is there a returning player who fans can expect to see the most improvement from, the biggest step forward of the guys coming back? Any idea?
I've heard TJ's taken a big step. I've heard TJ's been playing really well, looking really well. You know, he looks stronger, he looks bigger, and you know, I think TJ's one of those guys who hasn't necessarily had the opportunity that I think that he deserved. You know, and it's a number of reasons that have gone into that. But I think TJ's someone's gonna be able to step up this year. I think this is going to be his time. You know, someone has to play that backup 4 role, and I think he'll be able to